Back with Madden 12 Ultimate Team update number 14, and the Giants managed to hold off the Patriots to once again be crowned the Super Bowl champs. The game was pretty close, and I thought for sure Ahmad Bradshaw blew it by going into the end zone instead of falling down at the 1-yard line. You can see it was almost like he had second thoughts about it, but in the end it really didn't matter. However, 9 times out of 10, if you give Tom Brady a minute to work with, usually you'll end up regretting it. Still think my Ravens would have been a better matchup against the Giants, but it is what it is, so congrats to the Giants and all the Giants fans out there. I'll get started with all the 24-hour cards that were released over the past week. Super Bowl MVP Aaron Rodgers, Jordy Nelson, Lawrence Taylor, Eagles Terrell Owens, Ray Nitchke, Santonio Holmes, James Harrison, Reggie White, John Elway, and finally Larry Fitzgerald. They also released new Pro Bowl cards, which include Antonio Brown, Eric Weddle, DeMarcus Ware, Marquise Pouncey, and Joe Staley. They even finally decided to utilize the card deal section by putting up Pro Bowl Brandon Marshall, who was available for purchase for 3 days for $300K, which was an overall decent card, but not good enough to make my lineup. With the release of these new Pro Bowl cards, they also released the AFC Pro Bowl Collection, with the reward being 99 overall Pro Bowl Darrelle Revis. And I would have to say sometime this week, they should release the NFC Pro Bowl Collection. So if you pulled any of the NFC Pro Bowl guys this weekend, I would hold on to them for a possible collection. Last Tuesday, I have no idea what they were thinking, but someone threw up a playoff Vince Wilfork for minimum. So I ended up finishing the Patriots Conference Championship Collection and received the 499 overall Trench Warriors, Matt Light, Dan Connolly, Brian Waters, and Nate Solder. So now I have a pretty sick offensive line to go along with my Club 100 Brady. I've had a few guys ask about boost on players, and there has really been no straight answer from EA whether they have to be in your lineup or just in your card deck to work, but I'm going to assume that the boosts only apply to your active lineup of players on the field at the time. So that being the case, you can take a look at my offensive line. I have Logan Menkins, which gives all the Patriot Trench Warriors +7 to pass block. So that would make Matt Light go from a 96 to 100, Connolly from a 98 to 100, Waters from 93 to 100, and Solder from 95 to 100. Now I'm also using boosted Barry Sanders, who gives +7 to your team's run block strength, which further helps that offensive line. So Light would go from a 98 to 100, Menkins from 95 to 100, Connolly from 93 to 100, Waters 97 to 100, and Solder 95 to 100. The same also applies for this boosted Walter Payton, which gives +7 to your team's impact blocking. So the point I'm trying to make is that if you play the right boosted cards, you can make your team a lot better than it already is. So apart from the whole Patriots offensive line, my new pickups include Ghost Terrell Owens, which I ended up trading both my LTs for, and then I also managed to find a boosted Rod Woodson from Max on the auction block. They have a great promo for the playoff packs that started during the Super Bowl. If you buy a playoff pack, you are guaranteed to receive nothing but Pro Bowl and playoff cards in the pack, so your chances of pulling something other than useless gold cards are pretty high. They also re-released all the wild card and divisional playoff cards in packs, so anyone still looking for an Ed Reed like myself now have another chance to pull one. So I took advantage and bought 2 playoff packs. In the first I received 3 Pro Bowl cards and playoff JJ Watt. The Ghost Moss I took off of my trade block. And then in the second pack I received 3 more Pro Bowl cards along with a playoff Calvin Johnson. So no rare 24-hour cards or Ed Reed, but at least I was able to use the Pro Bowl cards for the collections rather than spend any coins for them. And just as a reminder, this promo ends tonight at 9 PM Eastern Time, so more than likely by the time you guys see this video, the promo should be over. However, the wild card and divisional cards will still remain in packs. I decided to play a game right before the Super Bowl started, and I believe this kid's team name was the Electric or Electrics or something like that. But anyway, this game lagged so much that it was almost unplayable, but I figured I would go ahead and show you some highlights anyway. So second play of the game, he throws a pick to Rod Woodson, already leaving me well within field goal range. I then go to work on my ground game and hand the ball off to Barry, who takes it up the field, what looked to be a yard short of the first down, but they went ahead and gave it to him anyway. 2 plays later, I throw a short pass to the fullback McLean, who almost crosses the goal line. but leaves me within a half a yard short of the end zone. I then finished the drive off with a pitch out to Barry Sanders, putting me up 7-0 in the first. He started this drive off at his own 17 and has a nice run here on second down with Barry Sanders picking up the first down. However, that would be the only first down for him of this drive. So 3rd and 5, what would seem to be like an obvious pass situation, he decides to stick with his ground game and runs right into Clay Matthews, losing a couple yards, bringing up a 4th and 7. I already seen this coming, but went along with it anyway. He fakes the punt and throws it right to Charles Woodson for the pick. So both Woodsons now with a pick so far in the game. After the pick, I had a couple of bad passes, but was able to get into field goal range. So I decided to take the field goal and extend my lead to 10. So now on to the start of the second quarter. He takes the kickoff, runs out of the end zone like an idiot, and then runs to the back of the end zone, which should be a safety, but in this game it's considered a touchback. So after the touchback, he pauses the game to more than likely adjust his lineup. He starts this drive off with a first down, and then on the very next play, he makes a nice 25-yard run that nearly puts him in field goal range. So after picking up 8 yards, it is now 2nd and 2. He continues to run the ball, this time running right into the brick wall of Patrick Willis, who lays him out, causing a fumble. Prime Time, the only one in the area, scoops it up and takes it all the way back, which pretty much ended this game. He started causing offside penalties during the extra point, further showing his age. And after one last drive attempt that went nowhere against my defense, he finally ended up quitting the game. Moving on to Xbox, I picked up my new Hall of Fame edition, and as soon as I logged on, I had I think 80 or 90 friend requests. So I'm already loving the support from you Xbox players. Had chats with a bunch of you guys over this weekend, and even had someone who was kind enough to loan me some coins to get me started. So shout out to Gamertag Cookie Monster for helping me out. I played a few games to build up coins, and I already completed the coaches, stadiums, and jersey collections, putting me at 330,000 coins. So from here, I'll just work on the team collections, and when it's all said and done, I should have a few million to start building a decent Xbox Ultimate team. So that will do it for this update, guys. See you all in my next update. Peace.